Access, access, united we're strong. We won't go away because we know you're wrong. Access, access, you've had your way too long. We're here and we're gonna stay.
Hi, welcome to ADAPT Productions. My name is Gary Arnold. I'm a member of Chicago ADAPT, and I am the Public Relations Coordinator with Access Living, an independent living center for people with disabilities serving Chicago. I'm here today with Henry Williams. Henry is a member of ADAPT and a disability rights activist. How are you doing today, Henry?
I am fine. I thank you for inviting me to ADAPT and for allowing me to get some of the information out concerning what is happening with disabled people.
Yeah, well, this is an important time of year. We're in the middle of the springtime in Illinois, and what that typically means is there's a lot of negotiation and debate going on around the state budget. And for many people with disabilities, the state budget is very important. I know in years past, you've made trips to Springfield, the capital of Illinois, in order to lobby on behalf of independence for people with disabilities. Tell me about one of your trips to Springfield that you've made within the past couple of years.
Well, one of the trips I made within the past couple of years was back at, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was back somewhat like, I think it was last September, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was last September. It was in reference to the Fit for 100 people who are in mentally ill institutions when they are closing down their mentally ill institutions. And where do these people go? No one ever asked the question, where do these people go? They go into a system that they don't need to be in a system like that. Mm-hmm. They go into a prison system. Mm-hmm. They go into other places they don't need to be in.
Right.
So Access Living has been concerned with this for a long time.
Exactly, and I think you bring up a good issue, is that Access Living, ADAPT, and many in the disability rights community were often lobbying and trying to raise awareness and advocating for supports that allow people to live independently in homes of their choosing rather than in institutions. And I think you mentioned there was a Supreme Court case, the Olmstead case from back in '99, that says people with disabilities have the right to live in their own homes instead of institutions. And just recently there was a case that was settled that will allow people with psychiatric disabilities to move out of those institutions, get a place of their own, and live independently. But as you said, the community is working hard to ensure that when people are out on their own, they've got those supports.
They spend billions of dollars on things that don't matter. They spend billions of dollars on things that really don't matter, and at the same time, you have people who are homeless, you have people who are mentally ill, and they need their medicines, they need their control elements, and they're different people. But when you have no place to go, and you are a mentally ill person, you wind up in jail. Most of them are in jail right now.
Right. Exactly, and again, that underscores why it's so important that we continue to advocate for support systems that enable people to live independently. And people with psychiatric disabilities, that's not the only group of people with disabilities working hard for the right to live independently. Just recently, back in early April, there was a rally down in Springfield called the Going Home Rally, where hundreds of disability rights activists from around the state got together and rallied for the closure of an institution called the Murray Developmental Center that's in downstate Illinois, where there are hundreds of people with intellectual disabilities been institutionalized there for years and years. And one good thing about Governor Quinn is he committed to closing many of these institutions, and the Murray Developmental Center is the next one on the docket for closing, and now the community is rallying to make sure that happens. And as you said before, regarding people with psychiatric disabilities, we're rallying to make sure that when they move out, they've got a good place to go, and they've got the supports they need so that they can be successful, they can be healthy, and they can be productive.
Independent.
Exactly.
Independent, to be independent. Yeah. Last week, I had visited 3 Access Living volunteers or persons who come to Access Living on a regular basis, and most of them live in a nursing home.
Yeah.
There's Fred Carr. Fred is a very nice person, but Fred has not been able to get up out of bed for over 2 years. That's his whole world, that the room he's in. And we have Richard Henry. Richard Henry has been in the possession of the nursing home for over 10 years. This man has a room he shares with 5 other people, paying some $700 to $800 a month, because that's what he gets from Social Security.
Mm-hmm.
And they take that Social Security and they give him $31 out of that $800.
Right. And there's thousands of people with similar stories in Illinois who have.
There's 2.5 million. See, I'm sorry, Greg.
Mm-hmm. No.
There's 2.5 million people in Illinois who are disabled. 2.5. Now, the thing is, what you don't know can always hurt you. People tell you what you don't know can't hurt you, but that's a lie. Because what is happening here is that they find monies for any and everything else, but to those who need it the most, which are the disabled and the misunfortunate, downtrodden, homeless people that care. I mean, like, I don't know. It sometimes just makes me kind of mad. It makes me angry at what is happening here. And seeing Access Living is the only organization that's trying to fight in behalf of the disadvantaged.
Yeah. Well, luckily there are other partners. There's other independent living centers and groups like Equip for Equality and other disability groups where trying to partner together. But what was your experience? Did you ever live in a nursing home or an institution?
Oh, yeah, for over 3 years.
What was that like, moving out?
If it was not for Access Living, I still probably would be there. But Access Living, they gave me some papers to fill out, and within 3 weeks, I was getting ready to move out of nursing home into my own home. And you don't know how good that feels.
All right. Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's a feeling where you are living in a place where, I mean, everyone, you don't have no order about it. People tell you what to do, how to do, when to do. Then there's no consistency in your medicines. And if you don't watch what you're taking, you probably get more medicines than you're supposed to be taking. That happened to me. But anyway, I was happy that Access Living was there for me, and I will always owe Access Living. I will always owe them for what they did for me.
Well, it's a partnership. We're all working together so that everyone in the community has that choice. But why do you think it's important for everyone to have the choice of where to live?
Because every man, every person wants to feel independent, want to be able to do what they need to do as an independent person. None of us are perfect. None of us have the supreme wherewithal to do what we need to do or everything we need to do. But when a person has a key to his own house, when there's food in the icebox, the refrigerator, excuse me, when there's food in the refrigerator, and when you have the abilities to go in and out when you want to do, and go to your appointments, go to your doctor's appointments, and it makes you feel like a human being.
Right.
It makes you feel like you are human. You're part of the human family.
Right. And that's why people like you, like me, and scores of others are going down to Springfield a couple times every month to try to speak with the governor, speak with legislators.
Hello, this is Oliver Guzman with the Deaf Production of Chicago. I'm with Access Living, and we are on our way to Springfield to voice of concerns about the budget cuts the state is planning on doing, which will affect the disabled, will affect those in elderly, will affect those in Social Security, will affect single mothers, and everybody that's concerned that depends on social services for their welfare. Thank you.
Carolyn Robinson, and I'm here to protest. We're going to Springfield to protest, we'll talk to the legislators so they can stop all these cuts to get them to sign the bill.
And what organization are you with?
I'm with Help at Home.
And what does Happy Home do?
I'm a home care provider.
What do we want? Home care. When do we want it? Now. What do you want? Home care. When do you want it? Now. What do you want? Home care. When do you want it? Now. What do you want? Home care. When do you want it? Now. What do you want? Home care. When do you want it? Now. What do you want?
This crowd is really going up. They want home care. They want home care now. They don't want no budget cuts at all. They want it now.
I noticed you use a scooter here. Like
Yes, sir.
I'm
not able to stand because my leg was amputated some time ago, and that was in 2010. You know.
Well, the reason I asked about the scooter, though, is one piece of legislation that's out there that people with disabilities are working on and concerned about is the state.
1734, right?
Right. The state is
Yes.
trying to save money any way it can right now, and is looking to cut corners on things like Medicaid. And one of the things they're doing with Medicaid is making it more difficult for people who use power wheelchairs and other mobility devices to get repairs. They're requiring them to go through this waiting period, get pre-authorization. And as you might know, if your scooter breaks down, or if you're a person who uses a wheelchair, your wheelchair breaks down, I mean, you lose your independence right there, and you can't wait around forever waiting for authorization. And so one piece of legislation we're pushing, as you said, the number, what was the number again?
1734. Actually, 1733 and 1734. Senator Donnie Trotter's bill, Senate bill, SB 1733 and 1734. Now in the House, I think it's 2513, I believe. In the House Rep, I believe.
2502 and 03.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay, 2503. Okay. Yeah. All right. But you know what? Before we went on the air, that was a lady from Unite. I'm not going to tell the name of this people. They loaned me this dismal thing here. It doesn't. It show you what you're talking about. It stopped the other week. It stopped in the middle of the street. It stopped in the middle of the street, oncoming traffic. It does not give energy where I can go up that ramp. One of the cameramen had to help me push it up the ramp. See, disabled people want to be independent. We want to have abilities to do things, but we need a little help.
Right.
That's all we need is just a little help. We're not asking for anything extraordinary, but we need a little help. Okay? When I get up in the morning, it's hard for me to get my clothes, dress myself, but I do it anyway because it's a challenge, it's a struggle. But the thing is, and it's easy for some guy in Springfield or in Chicago saying, well, they don't need this, they don't need this, they don't need that. Take this away from them, take that away from them. But you have people who need this.
Governor Quinn recently passed the SMART Act, which is a requirement that every wheelchair needing repair through a Medicaid program must go through a prior approval process. The prior approval process may take 60 to 90 days regardless of what is wrong with the wheelchair. Wheelchairs are individually configured and are highly customized to meet the consumer's needs. They are complex rehab technology, or CRT, by the Medicare and Medicaid programs. These are typically ultralight manual wheelchairs or advanced power wheelchairs. We are trying to protect the access of CRT people dependence equipment for the independence and quality of life. Senate Bill 1733 and House Bill 2502 contain language to only require prior approval if the repair costs $500 or more, the total repair cost will exceed $1,500, or when 8 or more units of labor will be billed. The bill language also redefined the payment fee for manual wheelchairs, power wheelchairs, seating and positioning systems, and related options and accessories. Please sign on to co-sponsor Senate Bill 1733 and House Bill 2502.
In Springfield, people are pushing for institution closure, the closure of Murray. We're pushing for the kind of supplemental bill that will prevent Medicaid changes, that will prevent making it harder to get wheelchair repair. And you talked about, support getting dressed. A lot of people, home services. So we're supporting home services. But looks like we're out of time, though. So Henry, I really want to thank you for being a guest today, and thank everyone for joining us today.
Access, access, united we're strong. We won't go away because we know you're wrong. Access, access, you've had your way too long. We're here and we're gonna stay.
We need our home services. I use home services every day. And without home services, our homemakers, my homemaker wouldn't have a job, and I wouldn't be able to keep my job either. There is no doubt in my mind, with our home services, I would be in a nursing home, definitely at risk of going into one. And this is a very important issue, and our voices need to be heard.
My name's Adele Barksdale, and I just left from down in Springfield with SEIU and SS Living on disability. And when we went down there this time on Medicare and child care, and the cuts that they are trying to cut so many things out that are supporting, especially home health care that's supporting families, and especially seniors that's on disability, that seniors that can't do for themselves at home. So we went down there to see our state senator and our state representative. And it's so important that they don't cut health care. And hopefully they'll do the right thing. And we'll continue to go down there, and we'll continue to protest, we'll continue to fight for what's right for our seniors and disabled and our children in the city of Chicago. Thank you.
Yes, my name is Fred Jones. I'm with Access Living, also James Adams Senior Caucus for Seniors. The purpose of this trip today to Springfield was to encourage the legislators, our lawmakers, that we elected not to make these budget cuts, which don't make any sense. It's very ironic that in a corporation, they start cuts from the top down. But for some unknown reason, when cuts are made for the public, it's always made from the bottom up. These cuts would hurt seniors, they would hurt people with disabilities, they would hurt people and put people and seniors in nursing homes, which we don't want. Thank you.
Seems as if there's quite a storm brewing for this budget battle, but we're in this till the end, and we shall fight until we will win this.
Access, access, united we're strong. We won't go away because we know you're wrong. Access, access, you've had your way too long. We're here and we're gonna stay.
People wanna know. People wanna know who we are. Who we are. So we tell them. So we tell them.
I wish everybody good luck out there. If you're not a vet, I pray for you, man. I really do. If you're a vet, go to the VA if you have to. Even if you don't, get registered there. This way you get benefits. You got them, so why not take advantage of them?
How long and what branch?
I was in the Army from 69 to 71, Vietnam era.
All right, we're proud of you, Jerry, and I want to say is hope things get better for you, and hope the rest of your days are just as great as this sunny day today.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate it. You take care now.
SEIU.
You got a right to